Hi everyone, my name is Catherine and today we will be doing a 1-hour restorative yoga class together. Today's class will be centered around our heart and our hips. We will only be going through about 4 poses, each for about 10 minutes. So we'll really take the time to go inward and have a nice internal reflection time, nice heart opening, and little to really no sensation in these poses today. This will be a great time to gain energy, replenish, refresh, and restore your body in a different way than we do sleeping at nighttime. So I invite you to begin with a big deep breath in and out as we prepare for the first pose of butterfly. I'll give you 2 different options for a few of the poses today. So taking whichever one feels better for you, taking your time to take some props and set yourself up. So the first option for butterfly will be lying down on our backs with either one bolster or 2 bolsters, blankets or pillows, creating a lift here for your feet, and then bringing your feet up on top. So as you slide down onto your mat, just resting here with the soles of your feet together, your knees softly opened, maybe taking a blanket or pillow under your head if this doesn't feel comfortable for your neck. So allowing yourself the time to set up here if you have a blanket or pillow that you'd like to prop to support your head and neck. And then the hands could be down by your sides or even up overhead or behind your head. So this would be a great option 1 if you're already here. Go ahead and just close your eyes or relax your gaze here. Another option would be to stay in a seated butterfly with the soles of your feet together and the bolster over your feet. So bringing your feet into this wide butterfly, more like a triangle position with your legs, and then allowing the bolsters, blankets or pillow to bring the ground up to you, and then folding here. So whichever option you're in, see if you can take some time here to just release a little bit deeper. Notice if there's anywhere that you're holding a bit of tension. Can you soften here? Allowing yourself to feel grounded into the earth, grounded and supported. Taking a scan from the tips of your toes all the way up through the crown of your head. Is there any place that you're holding that you can release and soften just a little further? Relaxing your breath, relaxing your mind. We'll be here for about 10 minutes, so finding comfort in the pose. checking in with your mind to notice if your thoughts have begun to wander. Is there any restlessness in your body or in your mind? Maybe taking time here to set an intention for the rest of your class today, the rest of your time on the mat. Something as simple as I will be still and I will relax. Whatever comes to you, if anything comes to you at this time for a sankalpa or intention, maybe repeating it to yourself just a few times with certainty and positivity as you allow your body to sink in a little bit further and melt into your pose and into the mat. If you're in a seated position in butterfly, maybe turning your head at this point to face the other direction. If you're in a supine position on your back, maybe changing the placement of your hands if you choose, or staying exactly as you are. We're about halfway through. Beginning to take your time here to gently move some props aside and bring your knees in together to meet in the center, rolling your spine up if you're lying on your back, moving your props out of the way a little bit as we just windshield the wiper, the legs left and right, maybe stretching your legs out nice and long or hugging your knees in. Taking nice, slow, mindful movements to come out of that position, and we're going to set up and move into a supported fish pose here. So taking your blocks or books, bolsters, whatever you have with you right now, setting up the blocks into this T shape behind you. So we're going to come on to a higher setting here. So we're bringing the earth a bit closer to us, the higher our blocks come up. And then allowing your bolster or more than one bolster to lie across. And maybe even putting an extra blanket as support for your head. Creating this nice line for fish. And then maybe putting blocks next to you for your arms if you'd like your arms lifted a little bit more. Bringing your hips right up to the edge of the bolster and then slowly lowering yourself back down. Moving the props, moving your bolsters until your back feels fully supported here. Maybe adding or taking away whatever you need to come to that best place of relaxation and the most supported angle that works for you today. We're going to lower our heads back, lower our hands down, allow your legs to be relaxed, maybe putting a blanket over your legs or feet for extra warmth, allowing your glutes, sits bones and tailbone to just melt into the mat. Closing your eyes if you choose or softening your gaze, allowing your shoulders to melt down away from your ears, sinking into your support items here, finding full relaxation. Again, we'll stay here for about 10 minutes. So knowing where you are, can you find stillness in your body and stillness in your mind for these next 10 minutes as your heart shines open and lifts out, sending rays of light and love out to the universe as you lie here in full restoration. We're about halfway through our supported fish pose. So taking this time to check in with your body, check in with your mind. Notice if there are any thoughts that are coming up, and allow the thoughts to go on hold or to drift away, allowing your mind to have space and your body this time to be fully relaxed and present. beginning to find movement in your hands and feet, maybe stretching your feet or moving them side to side as you begin to bend your knees, walking your feet in and then turning over to one side to make our way up to a seat, coming off of the bolsters or support items that we have built up here. You can leave everything right out in front. We're going to come to a wide-legged child's pose. So 2 options here to bring your knees to the outside edges of the mat. Toes can be pointed together here. As you sit back, you may feel good to have a blanket under your knees as support. And you may even want to put a bolster or blanket behind your heels to sit back on, depending on what feels most supportive to you. So this may be an option if it doesn't feel good with the knees wide open. You could have the knees together too. I'm going to remove the blanket for me and come straight onto the mat, adding some extra support or a couple bolsters here so that we have a nice high bolster to lie back onto. So allowing your body to come down to the bolsters here with your head to one side. If it feels better to bring your knees together and your hands to the sides. You could put your head down on a blanket or a pillow or the bolster and sit right back towards your heels with your hands out to the sides. Whichever variation you want to experiment with first, and then find all the support items that feel right for you as you allow your heart to melt fully from your belly to your heart, right onto your mat, onto your bolsters, onto your pillows, with your head facing to one side. We'll stay here again for quite a few minutes, so allowing your low back to fully release, allowing your body to come close to the pillows and blankets. If there's tension creeping up behind the knees, you may want to take the blanket and create a smaller roll with your blanket. So making a thinner fold coming straight up onto your knees, sinking the blanket right in the backs of your knees here to create a little bit more space. And then sitting back on your heels from here. And melting down into your child's pose. Beginning to notice as you breathe here, taking nice deep inhales and exhales, really filling up your entire body and lungs with air, sending oxygen all throughout your body. replenishing your nervous system. And listening to what your body is asking for, creating that balance and awareness between your mind, your body, and your breath. Whichever side and direction your face is pointing now, you may choose to turn and look the other way. If one side feels better on your body than the other, honor that side and stay whichever side feels the most relaxing for you. Allowing your neck to relax in each direction. Beginning to slowly press into your bolsters or pressing into the mat to come back up onto your knees and just coming forward here into a tabletop. Allowing your toes to curl under, removing any support items that may be in your way from this point. Just come to pressing the feet back and coming back up onto the toes. Taking any movements as we come out of that and make our way into a supported supine twist. So again, a few options here for the twist. We'll put a bolster or 2 blocks on the side as we come down onto our backs. We'll have a bolster on each side or pillows on each side. So a support item on the left and the right of you. A pillow or blanket for your head if that feels good, or your head can come directly onto the mat. We're going to come down onto our backs. And then we're going to take either both knees or one knee over to the side. So bringing your right leg to cross over onto the bolster. I'll show you at this angle actually. So if my bolster's here, I'm going to take both knees or just one knee onto the bolster. So the legs can be together and lifted, or one on top and one on the floor, allowing the same arm to relax onto the floor, and maybe opening to the other side, allowing the other bolster, block, or pillow to support your opposite arm. So we're looking for a very, very gentle twist here. Little to no sensation happening. Allowing the fascia to expand on its own. Our body to feel fully connected to the ground here. So taking any movements or adjustments that you need to feel the most support on this side. We'll stay on this side for about 5 minutes before we switch to the other side. About 5 to 7 minutes per side. So if you need an additional block or bolster, or choose to add to where you are, maybe adding one bolster under each arm, a pillow or blanket rolled under your neck or head, and then maybe turning your gaze and your neck the opposite direction of your legs. Softening here and taking that scan again from the tips of your toes up through the crown of your head, and notice if there's any pulling, any tension, any discomfort in the twist, or any sensation that you could soften just a little bit more. Are you holding near your shoulders? Are you gripping in your fingers? Do your toes hold any tension here? Just notice, observe, and with compassion, allow yourself the opportunity to provide more comfort. Beginning to bring your arms down towards your sides, leaving your props where they are on the left and the right, and bringing your knees in, taking a moment here to maybe extend your legs or windshield wiper your knees left and right, maybe extending your arms up overhead for a deep stretch from the top to bottom of your mat. And then bending your knees and lowering either both knees or just the top knee over to your bolster or block on the other side. Allowing your hands or arms to come straight out to the sides or coming to a cactus arm, to a pillow or bolster, finding the same comfort as you had on the other side, noticing and honoring the difference from your left side to right side. One side may be feeling a little more tension or be asking for a little more support with our support items that the last side didn't need. Softening here into our supported supine twist on this side, allowing the knees, the feet, and the ankles to be heavy, allowing the shoulders to be fully relaxed away from your ears. Opening your heart to the sky and to all the opportunities, maybe with open palms of your hands, fully opening your fingers in this receiving position here. Remaining here for just a couple more minutes. Beginning to bring your knees back up in line with your hips. Coming back to a neutral position here, or rolling onto that side fully as we make our way up to a seat. Nice and slow as we come into our final pose before Shavasana today. So we're going to come to a gentle, supported, wide-legged forward fold. So two options here. We'll either take a wide-legged position with the knees out to a V, creating lots of support in the center with either a couple bolsters or a combination of blocks, bolsters, and pillows. Finding this stillness here, not too much or any activation in your legs as you begin to fold over here, allowing a gentle fold of your spine, maybe propping another pillow up so there's really no stretch in your neck. Whatever level feels right for you, playing around with the options until you find what meets your needs. If this doesn't feel good for you or isn't the way that you want to take the final pose today, we could do the same thing with legs up the wall. So bringing a block against the wall so you're about a block's distance away from the wall and finding this V-legged position here as we rest here. So allowing your entire spine from your tailbone up to the crown of your head to find stillness, maybe putting a pillow or a blanket under your neck there. If that feels better for supporting your neck, you may want to just roll a blanket or pillow to come underneath here. And then allowing a gentle release here. We're going to stay here for about 10 minutes. So whichever variation you choose, finding your way, adding or removing the support to find exactly what feels right in your body at this moment. What it was last time might not be the same today, honoring that and listening to what feels good. Once you've found your chosen position with the two variations, we'll just begin to find stillness once again. Taking this time to connect inward with yourself. Releasing any doing and just being here now. Allowing space in your mind between your thoughts. And if the thoughts are beginning to creep up more, maybe coming back to the intention that you set at the beginning of the class, or making a new one. Sending a lot of love and gratitude to your body and to your mind for doing this restorative class, and giving yourself the time to stay in stillness for these last few moments. If your head is facing in one direction, in the wide-legged seated option, you may want to change directions at this time, allowing your neck to face the opposite direction for the second half. We'll be here for about 4 more minutes. If you're in the legs up the wall variation, you may change the position of your neck if you're facing one direction, or if you're looking directly up towards the sky, staying just there, supported by the earth beneath you. Beginning to slowly walk your feet together if they're on the wall, or walk your feet together on the floor, moving the props aside, coming to the center of your mat to prepare for our final resting pose today in Shavasana, either taking a pillow for your head or making a pillow out of a blanket. So allowing your blanket to come to a square type position if you have 2 blankets, so that one can go over you as the actual blanket itself. If you want to make a blanket, just kind of make a square, rectangle, pulling the edges out and creating this nice kind of groove for supporting even the tops of your shoulders a bit. So we can place this right at the top of the mat. It's nice to have some pillows or a bolster underneath your legs. And then maybe another blanket over you for extra warmth. As you begin to lie back down, melting your head into your pillow, melting your legs into the bolster, allowing them to just take up space on the mat, allowing your shoulder blades to release into the mat beneath you, your entire back, to just gently feel the support. Feel yourself heavy and grounded in this full relaxation pose today. I invite you to close your eyes here or keep your gaze soft. We'll be here for about 8 minutes or so, so taking your time. I'll let you know when we're ready to come out of Shavasana. And until then, allow yourself to fully rest and restore here and now. Taking your time here in Shavasana to bring your awareness back to your body, beginning to just slowly wiggle your fingers and toes, maybe keeping your eyes closed here or your gaze soft, taking a full body stretch across your mat with your hands Hands over your head, feet long and extended. Finding some gentle movements here as you begin to send love and gratitude from your toes, up your legs, to your hips and your heart. Sending gratitude to all of your organs, your shoulders, your neck, into your brain, your head, the crown of your head, and your mind. Gently rolling over to one side, to a fetal position here, and taking a moment to just rest here. When you feel ready, easing up to a seated pose, coming to a gentle and comfortable seat on your mat. Bringing your hands together and rubbing your hands close to your heart, finding warmth. And maybe placing both hands over your heart as you send love and gratitude to yourself, to your body, to your mind and your breath for practicing this restorative, hips and heart focused yoga class today. With love and gratitude, thank you. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me today. Have a beautiful day.